Good morning, everyone. This is the Creativity Cocktail. We are doing something so special today. Really amazingly special. Today we've got Cornelius Jefferson, the phenomenal writer, author. He is taking over Atlanta in so many ways. He is going to be conducting our first ever discussion and class on being the good actor. So welcome, Cornelius. Welcome, 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 welcome.
Hello, everybody. Good morning. And Winston, thank you for this opportunity and having me here today. So just so that, because I don't know everyone that's on here. So if we can go around, I want us to say four things. I want everyone to tell us your name, tell us where you're from, how long you've been acting, and what made you get into it. So whoever just wants to go first, hit it.
Yeah, I'll go first. All right. My name is Caesar Wilson. I've lived in the Metro Atlanta area my entire life. I've been acting sporadically since about 8 years old, but a few years ago I started in a play called Super Loser. So I've been just kind of in and out, taking some classes. But the reason I keep coming back to acting, I think, is just like that creativity aspect and really just being able to take a character and then really make it your own and like try to connect things that you may know in your real world and put it into that character. I think that's really a great thing about acting, and so I just want to keep expanding on that and just keep getting better.
Awesome.
I'll go. I am Karana Hosey. I'm from Youngstown, Ohio. I have been in Atlanta for 7 years now. I have, how long I've been acting? My parents had a production company when I was a kid, and I started doing comedy sketches when I was about 4. So I've been acting pretty much all my life, on and off, like Caesar says, sporadically all my life. And I'm into it now. I love the behind the scenes. I've done some production on pilots, and I do a lot of theater projects. But I found that I love being in character. I just love, telling different stories, um, bringing my life experiences to different characters. I just love it.
Awesome. So that's you said Corona.
Yes.
I'm pronouncing it right.
Yes. Thank you.
Excellent. Corona.
Not
Awesome.
the
On,
virus.
Hey, this is your year, your season.
Woo. Thank you.
on
Um,
top of
I
all of that, that Karana does, Cornelia, she is a amazing realtor. She's just inspirational. She goes into prisons and talk to people that
Yes.
oh,
are dealing in the prison world. So she's just very
Thank
inspirational.
you, Winston. Thank you.
You're
awesome.
welcome.
That's amazing.
Thank
That's
you.
amazing. So I see Malachi just joined. So Malachi, everyone is going around. We're telling our name, where we're from, how long we've been acting, and what made you want to get into acting.
Hello, my name is Malachi Holmes, and I'm from Georgia, from Decatur, Georgia. And I've been acting for I believe a year now. And what made me want to get into acting is mainly because I like the environment, and I like to I just like the feeling of it. It makes me feel like this is something that I can do because I already do like I do a lot of things, and so it just like helps me to basically express myself in a different way. And so it allows me to open up and be more open to people and be more open to a crowd and give a perspective on you know things. So yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you. Of course, you guys know my name is Cornelius Jefferson. I am also from Atlanta, Georgia. I was born and raised here. I am a Grady baby, originated, one of the originals from here. I have been acting for 16 years now, and I, the way I got into acting was it was by chance. It actually started when I was 16 years old, and I was in school. They had just started the drama production at our school. They were performing a play, and they were getting ready for a competition production. And a day before the performance, the director fired one of the actors, and he said, I need someone who's really, really smart who can learn these lines overnight. Do you guys have any suggestions? And so my name came up and another person's name came up. So he approached us about learning the lines to do the production. So I went home, and it just was like this natural instinct that just kicked in with just, trying to bring this character to life. And my mother was helping me to get these lines down. And so we showed up. I showed up to school the next day for the audition. The other gentleman went first, and he knew all of the lines. He had everything down. His acting, it wasn't. It was just, he just knew the lines. We'll just say that. And so I went next, and when I was finished, everyone was just kind of like sitting there shocked. And the director, he just started clapping. He was like, "That was really amazing. How come you aren't a part of the drama club?" And I was like, "Oh, I never thought about it." And so I got the part. We did the show that day, and I remember that feeling of being on stage for the first time. And when we were leaving, I said to myself, "What I felt today, I want to feel that for the rest of my life." And so from there, I decided to pursue acting. I told my mother I wanted to do it. We started going on auditions outside of school, and I was booking things. And I attended the University of Miami, studied theater down there, and have been acting since. So that's my story and how I got here. So I want to thank you guys for joining, and for anyone who may be viewing this in the future, thank you for watching this. So today we are going to be talking about the good actor. And Winston, you can put that slide up now if it is available. We will be talking about the good actor serving the script. The good actor serving the script. So while we're waiting for Winston to put that slide up, I want to ask you all a question. So the question I want to ask is, what do you consider an actor? What is an actor to you?
Do we just answer?
Yeah, anyone, go for it.
To me, an actor is an interpreter, a translator of a story. Yeah, that's about it. Translator of a story.
An interpreter, a translator of a story. Caesar, what is an actor to you?
I think that's a good way of putting it. I would say probably, yeah, I guess sort of like the thought of one, probably some person putting that sort of vision they have for a certain character into the story. And I think a good actor is someone who can take someone else's vision and see it through their light and also translate it to other people.
Okay.
See it through the
Malachi?
director's light. Yeah.
Ooh. A good actor to me is somebody who can like take a character and like act out how a character is supposed to be, but also somebody who can make it their own. So how somebody is supposed to be like angry or irritated, you can act that out how it's supposed to, but you can also make it your own in a way. So that's what I think a good actor is. I don't know the exact word for it, but yeah.
And Caesar and Malachi kind of answered the next question already, because Caesar answered what is an actor, and then he also answered what is a good actor, and Malachi answered what is a good actor, which was going to be my next question. So I want to give you guys what I consider a good actor to be. So this is my own little definition. You can write it down if you like, but a good actor is one who is believable and tells the best possible story while serving the script. So I'm gonna say that again. A good actor is one who is believable. So able to translate that story, you believe their emotions, you believe that this is who they are. So a good actor is one who is believable and tells the best possible story while serving the script. So this right here is what sets you apart. That will make you different from every other actor who shows up to the audition, because you're not just being believable. You're being believable while telling the best possible story, while also serving the script that is before you. And good acting is more than just showing emotions. It's more than just being believable. Good acting requires you to tell the best story. So I'll give you a perfect example of that. So when we think about commercials and we think about shampoo commercials, for example, um, when you're washing your hair, it's a very monotone um, behavior, right? We all do it. We all know it's like, it's not like a joy that's put into it. So if you go into a shampoo commercial audition and you're just focusing on being believable, do you think that you're going to get the part? Like,
No.
I'm gonna show them exactly how I wash my hair at home. And I know that they're gonna be like, yep, that's what people do when they wash their hair. I'm gonna hire them. No, it's not about just being believable. It's about also telling the best possible story. So a person who goes into an audition and they're thinking, okay, I'm going to create a story to this shampoo commercial. So, I'm unhappy with my hair. I'm going into the shower really upset because my hair is so limp. Well, then as soon as I put this shampoo onto my head, my whole demeanor changes and it smells amazing. And now I'm just having this amazing experience with the shampoo. And so that person, they are being believable, but they're also telling the best possible story that they can. And so I want us to make sure that we keep that in mind when we're talking about being a good actor. And as
Yeah,
I'm teaching,
that's
if you have
awesome.
any questions, if you have any comments, I want you guys to, you can just blurt them out. You can say, hey, I have a question, or chime in if you want to say anything. I don't want this to be like a college lecture. I want us to experience this together. All
Well, that's
righty.
awesome. That makes me think that, like, wow, I need to go and shampoo my hair. But the challenge is I ain't got no hair. Fantastic.
So we'll keep going. I'm assuming that we're having a few issues with the slides, but we'll keep going without them.
I
So
see it right here. So Cornelius, do you see it? Hold on a second.
no, I
Do you
don't.
see it?
Okay, I
Now,
see it
yeah.
now. I
Yeah,
see
there
it
it
now.
is.
So let's go to the next slide. So I'm going to give you guys 5 things that to me will help you to be a good actor. So the first thing is find conflict. Um, do not just rely, like I said, you don't want to just rely on showing emotions alone. You don't want to just go in there like, oh, I'm gonna be sad, and I'm gonna show them that I can cry. I'm gonna show them that I can be really really angry, and I'm gonna yell and show them that I can be mad. When I'm reading this script, that's not what a good actor is. You want to be able to look at that script and find the conflict within it. What is the obstacle that your character needs to overcome? So I don't want you guys to be naive to believe that a play or a film or a commercial will take care of creating that story for you. Because sometimes we think, oh, I obviously I can just read the script and figure out what my character's obstacle is. Sometimes you have to put more work into that too, because sometimes there's a unwritten obstacle that your character is going through. Is it that your character needs to overcome past hurts and be healed from something? Is it that your character is trying to establish a relationship with someone that they're having conflict with? Are they trying to escape death? Are they trying to kill someone? What is the obstacle that your character needs to overcome? And another reason why you don't want to assume that the script will give you that is sometimes like you don't have a script. Sometimes everything is improv, like the example I gave of the shampoo commercial. They're not going to give you a script because there are no lines. They're just going to tell you, we want you to go in here and shampoo your hair and give us the best shampoo commercial you can give us. And you have to create that conflict yourself. What is it that my character needs to overcome? And when you're able to find that conflict, that starts to give your your performance depth and starts to give your performance some color, and it helps you to stand apart from the person that's just trying to be believable. Any thoughts on that?
Hey, Cornelius, can I add something to that? Just
Absolutely.
from a writer's perspective, when I am writing a scene with actors, and there's obviously actors in every scene that I write, I am always writing to understand how does each one of those characters win the scene. So your point about finding conflict makes sense. And sometimes, depending on how you write the story, it can be very direct, like I want to win the scene, or it can be very subtle in regards to how. But I always try to write a story that allows an actor to understand how to find that conflict and how do they win each one of their scenes. Because that's kind of how we live life. We just want to win our
Absolutely.
conversations.
And
Yeah.
so that whenever you receive a script, whenever you have an audition, whenever you're reading something, the first question you always want to ask yourself is, what is the obstacle that my character needs to overcome? All right, let's go to the next one. So the second point that I want to give you is to discover your objectives. So if you haven't taken acting classes before, we'll go over this in detail. So our objectives are there are the things that your character needs. So what does my character need in this situation? So the first thing is, what obstacle am I trying to overcome? The second thing you need to ask yourself is, what does my character need? What is my character thriving for? What are they trying to seek? So once you find that conflict, that conflict must be translated into an objective that the actor can play. And so in the middle here, I gave 6 basic objectives. So these are just like bare minimum objectives that each character will need. So can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Can you read that for me? Those 6 basic objectives.
To give information, to get information, to make someone do something, to keep someone from doing something, to make someone feel good, to make someone feel bad.
And so those are just really basic objectives, and you want to build upon those. But these are just 6 basic things. When you if you never had to create an objective or figure out what your character's objective is, that's a baseline to help you build upon that. So everything that an actor does when you are performing, it has to support what your objective is. So if you're saying, okay, my objective is to give information, then everything that you do has to support that. You can't play the character like, well, oh, I'm going to be quiet, or I'm going to be mysterious, I'm going to be mute, because then that goes against what your objective is. And when you're setting objectives, you want to set the needs of your characters, and that's also called stakes. The needs of your character, you want to set those stakes as high as possible. This will make for a better or a clearer performance. And so instead of, like, the first basic objective is to give information. So when I say creating the stakes high, instead of us saying to give information, I would say, well, my objective is to cause the listener to see and experience the event as I saw it. And so what that does is that helps you to make your performance more colorful than just saying, okay, I'm going to give information. No, my objective is to cause the listener to see and experience the event as I saw it. So then that puts a different fire behind what you bring in the performance. And so with that, I want you guys to pick one of the, go back to slide 2 for me, discover objectives. Pick one of the basic objectives other than the one I just did, and I want you to give me a higher stake version of what that objective will be. So Caesar, we'll start with you, and you can just pick one of the ones, and then give me an example of what a higher stake objective would be on top of that basic objective.
Well, I think the one right after, to get information, I think that's also to retrieve something the way you would. So yeah, if a certain character gives me a really important piece of information, I want that to be able to be reflected in how the audience, how I feel, the audience should feel that same way, whether it's devastation or something that's joyful. I think that's really important.
So your objective would be to retrieve information. Is that what you're saying?
Retrieve information in a way that translates to the audience. Yeah.
Okay.
The audience should feel the same way I should feel.
All right.
I get that.
All right, Malachi, you want to go?
So for the one, okay, all right, I'll choose to make someone feel good. So basically, what we can do, what the objectified version of that would be, is to give off your performance or what you're acting off in a way that'll make people like feel happy, or let people like enjoy it.
So to put that, you would say to bring joy.
Yes.
Okay, to bring joy. That would be your objective there. All right, Miss Lady, Miss Holt.
I was kind of thinking about, I did the when I was thinking of, to make someone do something, to make somebody fall in love with a character. I'm not really sure how to articulate it, but that's what I'm kind of getting.
That's a good example, to make someone fall in love. That's a good example. What you just said there. Yeah. So instead of
overthinking it.
no, yeah, no, you got it. So instead of to make someone feel something, to make someone fall in love. And so then when you go into that scene, everything that you're doing, the way that you're saying those lines are to make this person fall in love. And so it changes the way that, and it puts a focus on what you're doing. And then to the audience watching it, we should clearly be able to see your objective, because we know based off how she's performing, her body language, how she's saying her lines, the way she's emoting, I know she's trying to get this person to fall in love with her. And so that's what an objective does. It puts a focus on it, and it makes your performance very, very clear, so that the audience knows exactly what you're doing, exactly what you need, exactly what your character is seeking. Any questions about that?
I would just say that, yeah, I would just say that this is fantastic. That I just think about this. I guess I'm keep thinking about it from a writer's perspective. And when I'm writing a story, I am always trying to figure out what tactics an actor could use in the actual scene that I'm writing. So I think about it like a little kid, right? Like if you have like a little toddler, toddlers are like the best actors in the world because they have so many tactics. If you tell a kid they can't get something and they start crying, they be like, I need my thing. But if that don't work and you say, well, I don't know, they'll just change their tactics. They just be like, well, mom, can I have my thing? They'll do whatever it takes to get it. They do not stop until they get whatever they want. So they're very good at tactics.
They really are. That is a perfect example of little kids. When they know what their obstacle is, they figure out what their objective is. What do I need? And then they say, okay, well, how do I need to go about getting what I want? So perfect example. All right. So our next, the next point is point 3 is building the story. Building the story. So these are 3 things that I want to give you, and Winston actually mentioned one of them, that help you to build that story. So the first one are your super objectives. So a character story or journey will consist of a series of objectives. So you'll have a lot of objectives throughout the production, throughout the script, throughout the play, whatever you're doing. There are going to be a lot of objectives that you're going to have. And they're going to be large and small, that are completed and or abandoned during the duration of the production while the character pursues their overall goal. So your overall goal is your super objective. So that is the one thing that your character needs most. So when you're going over that script, you need to figure out what is the one thing that I need most. And then underneath that, you're going to have smaller objectives that will help you to achieve your larger objective. And that's important to know because your objectives, they change as the play goes about. When your character learns new information, when your character learns something different, when something is revealed to your character that they didn't know before, your objectives should change and your objectives should shift. It shouldn't be one objective that you're using throughout the entire production, but you have to know what is my super objective, and then you have smaller objectives that support you towards getting that super objective. So the next thing that will help you in building that story is what Winston was talking about, all those tactics. So in order to obtain the super objective, a character must achieve smaller or single objectives that result from the conflicts they face. These smaller objectives are used to achieve the larger ones, and those are what Winston was calling tactics. And so, you have your super objective, and then you have those smaller objectives or those tactics that you use to help you achieve that super objective. And then the last thing I want that you need to know when it comes to building a story are beats. So this is the section of the script where a tactic is played, and that is called a beat. It's a transition that precedes the new objective that a character will pursue. A transitional moment is reached when a character's objective is won, lost, or abandoned due to some change in circumstances in the story. And that is where you're going to have a beat. And so when a beat happens, that means you need to have an objective. When new information is introduced, a beat happens. When a new character comes into a scene, a beat happens. And so you have to be able to denote in that script where those beats are so that you can know where you have to set those objectives, where you have to set those tactics so that you can make that story clear. Because when you're not clear about your objectives, your tactics, and your beats, it comes across in your performance. Um, and Winston, show me, let's go to that next script, that next slide. I have a script here as an example where somebody has actually marked out their beats and they have their tactics or their objectives that they're going to use. So you see where where it says lane goes out. And so they have a beat there because their tactics are now shifting because a character is leaving out of the scene. And so now their tactic there, they put is to gloat. And then we have the character re-entering. And so now they denote another beat and their tactic shifts again and they keep that same tactic, which is to toy with until they get over to this other side where we see they have another beat where it says to drive home. And so this person is very clear about what their character needs. They're clear about what their character's super objective is. And then they have their tactics or their smaller objectives that are helping them achieve that. And then they've also marked out those beats through those lines so that they can bring color to their performance. And this is how a script should look when you are going through your script. You got to mark those things out so that you're making it clear. Do I have any questions about this piece of building the story?
No.
Is it clear what I'm saying? You guys understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
I think
great.
it's just like an interesting thing about like just like how like in real life you have to sort of adapt to like who you're talking to or those sort of things, and I think it's a very similar thing, which I think it's pretty cool in acting. Like when it's pretty much how you would talk to a certain person. Like sometimes you gotta finagle your way into certain things, talk a certain way to certain people. I think that's the similar thing. Like you feel like the glow, and then after like you know just move shifts. I think that's just a very interesting thing.
Absolutely. So I'm glad that it's making sense. So please tell me if I'm not, because I want to be clear as water, not clear as mud. So make sure you let me know if you're like, you know what, I'm a little confused. If you need me to expound, perfectly fine. So let's go to the next point, since we all are good on that. So the next point is listening. And this is very, very, very important because I have seen this a lot over my career where when you put actors in an improv scene, they listen very well. They are watching the other person because there's no script, so they're relying on that other person to build this story. And so their listening skills are really, really, really good. But as soon as you give them a script, then they're no longer listening to the other person. It's just about whatever they rehearse, whatever however they rehearse their lines, however they rehearse their performance is all they're focusing on, and they're not even paying attention to the other person that's in the scene with them. And so as actors, we have to understand that listening is very, very important, and it's just as important when a script is in front of you as when you're doing improv. Listening requires you to listen with your senses as well as your ears. So you have to watch the other person. You have to listen to the inflections in their voice, how they're saying the lines, how they're giving you the performance, because that dictates what you then do. Because sometimes we can have a clear tactic, what we're going to do, but then we get into the scene with the other person because we have to remember that other person also has created tactics too. And so when they're giving you something that is opposite of what you thought, sometimes you have to adjust what you're doing so that that performance makes sense. So don't just perform, rather live in the moment to moment. Don't just get up there and do whatever you rehearse and say the lines how you did it in front of the mirror. But live in the moment. Listen to the people that are around you. How are they performing? How are they reacting to what you're doing? Listen and react to everything that is happening around you. You need to be constantly looking for clues that will help you to stay focused on the scene and other actors. You need to react to new discoveries and new information. Deliver your lines as a reaction to the one that precedes yours. This is what's going to make your performance honest and believable. So, if, for example, if the line was, I really like you, and you had in your mind, okay, well, my line after that is, well, I like you too, and you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna say, well, I like you too, but then the person's like, I really like you. Then you have to shift how you were going to say your line based off of how they said their line. You can't just be like, well, I'm still going to say my line the way I rehearsed it, because that's not going to work, people. It is not going to work. You have to listen and you have to react. And when you don't, it will make you look as if you're a bad actor, even if you're a good one. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
Any questions or comments about listening?
Listening. That's beautiful.
All right. So the last thing I want to give you guys, our fifth point is justification. So let's review for a second. So we have finding the conflict, discover your objectives, building your story, listening, and the last thing is justification. So as an actor, it is your job to use the dialogue in such a way that everything will make sense for the audience. That's your job. You know, I see many times where actors want to change the script, they want to change the dialogue, they want to change what the writer put there because they feel like it doesn't make sense. As an actor, it's our job to make that make sense. Whatever that writer put down, we have to figure out a way that this will make sense for our audience. So, um, for example, if you're reading a script and you see words like ain't, you see words like shoddy, you see words like gone, what does that tell you about your character?
They hood.
They good. So you're not going to go in there and be like, shoddy, this ain't going to happen. You're not going to say it like that because that doesn't make sense for your audience. You haven't justified those lines. You're going to go in there like, Shawty, this ain't going to happen. Like this ain't going to work, Shawty. You have to, there's going to be a different way that you bring about it. Or, you know, for example, even in one of Winston's plays, Super Loser, there's a character. I'm going to read you some of the lines, and then I want you to tell me how to justify this character. So the line says, well, isn't it the creator of the derivative bombastic turd of a hero, Vanguard? Where is your famous bottle of whiskey, Jackson? So what, just reading that one line, what does that tell you about that character?
Sounds real sarcastic.
Yeah, very pompous.
Sarcastic.
Very...
I heard someone else say something.
I said a very pompous
Pompous.
character.
Also, they're using words like derivative, bombastic. So this tells you that this person may be educated. So there's a way to justify the lines through your performance. And as an actor, that's what we have to do. Cool? Any questions about those 5 things that we just talked about? All right. So Winston sent out scripts to you guys. And so what I want us to do now is I'm going to assign some roles, and then I want you to take these 5 things and apply it to the script, and then you're going to perform it with a scene partner, and then we're going to give feedback, and I want you to be able to see, and you figure out what the person's objective was. If you can figure out what tactics they were using. So I want you to pay attention to each person, what they're doing, so that we can see if what they were giving us, if it was clear to us or not. So
when do we get the script? Because I'm looking, I don't see it.
I thought we sent them last night.
I did, but I don't know if Karan, if you might have missed them. Hang on a second, because I sent them to everyone who had it. So
Caesar, do you have yours?
Yeah.
Hang on, Karana. Let me see what happened with that.
Winston, are you able to verify that you sent her those scripts?
Yeah, Karana, let me take a look and see what happened with that.
I got it. I got it. I just
okay, great.
To go back
Woo!
to it.
I was like, no. Okay, great. So let's have Karana, we're gonna have you play Mom, and you're gonna do the Jet Black script, and you're gonna play Mom, Act 1, Scene 6. And I just want you to do the first 5 pages, and let's see who's gonna play Vale. We'll have Malachi. You can do Vale. Karana, you'll do Mom. So you guys can start and take a moment and go through those scripts. You do the first 5 pages, and read over it. Figure out what is your character's objective. Figure out the tactics that you want to use, and justify, build that story. So
I am so excited about this. This is gonna be great. Woo!
Caesar, you and I will do this scene together. You'll play Max, okay?
Okay.
Winston, if you could read Vale for me, and then I'll be Khalid, and we'll.
Hang on a second. Let me find it. Hang on a second.
If you could turn to page 6, Caesar, on the Jet Black script. And by the way, Jet Black was written by Winston. This is his script, so we're doing his play. So shout out to Winston. So Caesar, we'll do 6 through 10, pages 6 through 10, and you'll be Max. I'm Khaled, and Winston, if you could read Vale for us.
Hang on a second, guys. I'm navigating here, so I'm gonna find the scripts real quick. I sent them, so I know they're here. So hang on.
So everyone, take a moment. I'll give you guys a few minutes to read over that, to figure it out, and then we'll start.
You say I'm in which play?
You're doing Jet Black's Act 1, Scene 6, and you're playing Mom.
Got it. Okay. All right.
And you and Malachi are doing that scene, and you guys are gonna do pages 1 through 5.
So I'm doing Super Loser, and who am I doing in Super Loser on this one?
No, we're in Jet Blacks. We're all doing Jet Blacks, and we're doing. You're gonna play Vale in our scene, and we're starting at page 6 through 10.
Page 6 through 10.
And so once you guys have read over it, you've figured out your objectives and your tactics that you want to use, let me know that you're ready, and then we'll begin.
All right. So that I'm at the top where, yay, you can't DJ, right?
No. Starting at page 6. Page 6.
Where does that start on your thing? Because I'm looking at my iPad.
You have the numbers on them. It's when Max enters. We're starting from when Max enters.
Oh, we're starting from. Okay, all right.
Look at this, right? When Max enters. Got it.
Yes, and
All right.
Caesar playing Max.
All right, so we're starting it.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's give Corona and Malachi some time.
So which one are we doing first? Are we doing Jet Blacks first with Corona and Malachi?
Since Caesar's ready first, we'll do that one first, but we're gonna give them time to go over their scripts so that they're able to pay attention.
Got it.
Okay.
So who am I again? I'm Vel, right?
Yes.
All right. So who's Max again? Are you Max?
Caesar.
Oh, Caesar. All right. So scene.
No, we're waiting.
Oh, wait a minute. What are we waiting for?
We got to give Malachi and Corona some time.
Oh, so which one? I thought we were doing Max and Khalid and Vel right quick.
Yes, we are. We are. I want them to, because I want them to watch the performance and be able to say what Caesar's objective is and be able to point out the tactics that he's using. And so I don't want them still trying to figure out their own that they can't.
Oh, yeah.
Him.
That makes sense. This is great, guys. Don't you feel jazzed? This is phenomenal. I'm ready. Corona, you ready?
I'm getting there. Mama got some issues, I see.
It's awesome. Malachi, you got it?
I'll get into it.
By the way, while they're getting ready, Cornelius, fantastic job. This is so much fun. This has been great. Hope you guys are learning as much as I have. This is great, great, great. And by the way, if you don't know this, we are streaming our entire conversation on YouTube.
No
so
no pressure.
No pressure. So while we've been talking, I've been navigating YouTube to see if it's been showing up, and it has been. So that's pretty awesome. That's pretty cool. And I'm excited, Cornelius. It's been a while since I've unleashed my acting chops from a decade ago.
Let's put some oil on that rust and let's get it going.
Rust that's a good way to describe it. That's right.
All right, so we're gonna give you guys about 5 more minutes, and then we'll get started.
All right. So this is great. By the way, guys, if you don't have Cornelius's deck, like Karana, you may not have it. If you're okay, Cornelius, we can send it over. In a PDF your deck, so she can have it if you want. If you're okay with that.
The slides.
Yeah, the PowerPoint.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Awesome, thank you.
Same thing with Season Malachi. You guys want it? I'll save it as a PDF. That way, it's kind of copywritten for you, Cornelius. So you know that kind of thing.
Yeah, I like that. Thank you.
I'm ready.
All right. So since Caesar is ready, we'll do our scene first, and then I want you guys to watch Caesar, and then when we're finished with the performance, we'll discuss and try to figure out what you feel his objectives are, what tactics he's using, and then we'll have Caesar tell us what he was doing after you guys speak. So can they turn their cameras off?
Yeah, they can.
Yeah, so you guys turn your cameras off just so it's just the three of us showing. And then when it's their time to perform, we'll do the same thing. All right. Whenever you're ready, Caesar.
All right. Look at this, Mr. and Mrs. Washout.
Look at this. Curious George comes to Manhattan.
Or is it Max? I have fallen and I can't get up bonds.
Or is it Max? My daddy in the crowd, but he can be one of them thousands Barnes.
You think you're funny, Jones. You wasn't saying that last night when I tapped your girl.
Boy.
You heard me.
Is that written on your hand?
Have you seen my girl? My ex, anyway? She's almost 6 feet and 150 pounds of muscle. If there was any tapping going on last night, it was in the reverse, partner.
She's not that tall and she's shaped right. You know what I mean.
You know this is a grown man's world. High school don't work here. You can't take my halfback one spot in this world. These streets are real. I don't think you know me, pretty boy.
I know what I remember. Broke down, free lunches, bullying little and fat kids, fake Muslim acting, smoking weed, stealing jackets, iPhones, and Jordans, evicted furniture on Pennywood Avenue, crack vials on the front steps, all brothers locked up all the time. Did I forget anything?
You miss me running things. You miss my lookouts to police the blocks when 5-0 didn't want nothing to do with Lincoln. That's who you talking to.
No. I'm talking to other wannabes. Wait, I don't see nobody else here. I see cool people over there. My man Vale here, a real law graduate from NYU, and even the mirror shows me with a draft coming up. Yeah, I'm talking to you.
Like I said, you don't know me.
Nah, let go of me, Vale. I'm a finally.
Finally what? Remember junior year? Your head? Remember the locker?
Your gut remembers my 4-finger ring.
What you need to remember is NFL teams don't draft washouts from Lincoln that only have one leg.
One leg with one brain is better than 2 legs with nothing in between the ears. Plus, my one leg could outrun Max the crackhead any day.
You should thank me, one leg. If it weren't for me, you would never got in the game.
It was going to happen. You run like a lost ostrich.
Maybe we should go. Go in.
No. This is our night, Vale. They ain't gonna let the homeless in the club anyway. Plus, Jack the owner always hooks us up.
Keep pushing me, Jones. I can take you and love her down again, just like on Babylon Turnpike.
Man, go back to Lincoln. Hang out with your dogs, drinking 40s and smoking some blunts, some spliffs. Go back to dreaming about doing something. Catch some more of that Corona.
We both standing here today.
Life is moving, you damn Neanderthal. Who jacket you wearing anyway?
My name is Mac from New York.
See, you don't even know what I'm saying, man.
So what's up, son?
Man, follow your brothers down the chain gang upstate.
Khalid, not worth it.
No, you remember how he terrorized us, man.
Come on, K, the draft.
Still a terror. Bed-Stuy, Bushwick all over.
You know, see you in 5 years, rock star.
You know my nickname, pretty boy? Rock Star. Selling all over.
They're letting people in. Come on.
See you later, Tombstone.
Yeah, of course. 2 syllables.
Tombstone.
The line is moving.
One leg washout. That sounds good for what they write on a tombstone.
End of scene.
All right, give Caesar a hand, everybody. Y'all can turn those cameras back on and unmute your mics for me. So, what do you feel, watching the performance, what do you feel Caesar's objective was that he was playing?
He was like asserting, I don't know if authority is the right word, but like kind of flexing on people. His objective was like to one up the other guy.
Okay. Malachi, what do you think?
Oh, I can't really put it any different. Like, he was trying to be ahead of everybody. He was trying to, be a step above. Somebody says they have something, he'd be like, oh, I have this, or I have better. So yeah.
Okay, so Caesar, what objective were you playing?
Yeah, my objective in that scene was to let everyone sort of know that Max is coming from this sort of place of jealousy, a little bit of bitterness because of how his life turned out, and so he's trying to justify him being like a drug dealer in sort of a way of like, I'm in the real streets, I'm doing, still in the community sort of thing, as a way to sort of, justify his sort of downward spiral in life, as a way of, oh, I'm on the come up, I'm making this money, but in a way he's still sort of bitter towards Vel, because he's having the NFL life that Max in a way kind of wanted.
Okay, so so then that exactly what they said was clear to them, because you're saying that even though he had this bad life, your objective was to show that I'm still the man.
That he still yeah.
Like that.
Mm-hmm.
So your objective was very clear to your audience. So great job, excellent job. All right. Yeah, I thought you did well. I feel like your objective was clear, that you wanted to perform, and you justifying the script. You created that backstory. You figured out what the obstacle was that he needed to overcome, and that his obstacle was his past. I need to overcome, where I came from, to prove that I am, opposite of what they think of me. So excellent job, Caesar. Excellent job. All right. Mom and Vale, are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so Caesar, let's turn our cameras off, so that it's just those two showing, and you guys can begin.
Roosevelt.
Vel is fine.
My God. You have
Back up, person.
Thank you for meeting with me.
What? Meeting with you? Is that all you can say?
I know what you're going to say.
Say. Your mother abandons you, and the abandoner knows what I'm going to say.
I had to.
That's stupid. That's just stupid to say. No mother has to abandon their kids. Why do you even want to talk to me? Why couldn't you just let us think you were dead?
Jay,
Don't change the subject. He's okay, thanks to Jackie Jones. Do you really care?
he was my baby.
Do you really care? Baby, you're crazy coming out here. What's your hidden X? What are you trying to get?
Yes, you don't know. I have always.
Know what?
Know what happened?
You know, I've thought about it. Then I remember that I was there. I had to deal with the charades and his ultimate final crash, not you. Our lives would have been a disaster if not for Miss Jackie. But you didn't care. Most would have taken their kids with them. Where the hell did you go?
I can't make excuses, Val. I have made many mistakes. I was just as screwed up as he was.
What? Where the hell did you go? What do you mean? What are you saying? That doesn't even answer my question.
Drank as much as he did. Do you don't remember, do you? I did drugs. I did all the drugs. I couldn't handle anything. I needed help, and Miss Jackie promised me that she would take you in. I needed to live.
What kind of a thing is that to say? Kids need to live. I don't remember drugs like that. I do remember my mother's face. I remember violence, hitting, beating, screaming, you leaving. Where did you go?
Rehab, Jersey. Rehab, Baltimore. Rehab, Norfolk. Eventually made my way to Atlanta.
So you couldn't have went to rehab here with us?
I couldn't do that. I was on drugs, Val. I was on drugs.
Why didn't you contact us? You didn't even write us, especially after he died.
I thought about it. Once I drove all the way up here, I got off on the exit 21 on the southern state. I was with somebody. I just wasn't ready. We pulled off the exit.
Why?
I couldn't do it. Plus, I saw Jay. He looked so much like his dad. He looked like he was doing the same thing as his father.
Really? Why didn't you stop? Your motherly instincts didn't kick in? Why didn't you want to nurture him?
He didn't recognize me.
I don't recognize you. Who are you?
I wasn't ready. Letters were written. They didn't get mailed though. Jackie did call me every year on your birthdays. She called me after every big thing that happened. I saw your touchdown against Glen Haven. I used to seal satellite cable. Sometimes I would talk in my conversations with Jackie. Most of the time, I would just listen. It seemed like a world on another planet.
I can't forgive you. I never will. It hurts too much. I guess I didn't know. Guess I didn't know my own mother.
Who does? Mother's history are not something they share with their kids. Val, I was 15 years old when you were born. My cousin had just moved to the north 5 years earlier. I loved everything about Lincoln compared to where I came from. I needed to get away from my father when we moved here. I just got a ticket and came.
You ran away.
Sounds weird, I guess. I was running from one crazy man to another.
It was a lot of running. I never met him. Granddad.
and sing.
Ooh.
Great job, guys.
Woo! Fantastic, fantastic,
Great job.
fantastic.
All right, so Caesar, let's start with Corona. What do you feel her objectives were?
Well, I think her objective was to try to reconnect uh, with his son, try to get all of that lost time coming back. Just sort of trying to justify, her life to her son and why things ended up the way they were, and try to get some sort of connection there that was lost in her life.
Yeah, I feel that her objective was to empathize with him and to help him understand her past and her decisions. So, Corona, what was your objective that you were playing?
I was trying to make him forgive me, to listen to me, to seek to understand me.
Yes, very clear. That was very clear. Excellent job. Excellent job. All right, Caesar, what do you feel Malachi's objective was?
Well, I think Malachi was trying to with Vel was just trying to block out that noise. I think in a way at the start at least, and I think over time it just sort of shifted. You I guess in a way I'm trying to put this in the right way. It's just yeah, I guess it's putting it aside. I guess that's how I can describe it.
Okay.
That past.
I felt Malachi, your objective was to hurt her and to make her feel the pain that you felt. So what objective were you playing?
Well, the objective I was playing was to basically show that it was her fault. I was putting everything on her, and I was really angry with her because all this stuff is going on, and where are you? And now you're showing up now, so it's like anger that I'm throwing at her.
Okay, very good. That was clear. That was clear. Um, do you guys have any feedback for each other, being scene partners?
I think he did a very good job at conveying that hurt, that resentment. Like, why now? Where you been? He was still communicating as the hurt little boy, even though in his mind he grew up. He was still that hurt little boy who I abandoned, and he definitely communicated that.
Excellent.
And I feel that she did the same with the mother. She was able to communicate that hey, I'm here now, and I want you to forgive me, and um I want you to understand where I was. So I felt like she really portrayed that like really well.
Excellent. Excellent. Great job. Give yourselves a hand, everybody. I'm very proud of you guys. So leading out of this, just remember, a good actor is one who is believable and tells the best possible story while serving the script. Remember, find that conflict, discover those objectives, build your story, listen, and justify. And those are the 5 things I want to leave you with. I thank you guys for your time and for receiving me and listening to me this morning. If you don't, you can follow me on Instagram at the Cornelius_J. And the spelling of my name is right there, Cornelius. You can find me at Instagram at the Cornelius_J. And I'll follow you back. I'm a nice person.
Let's all give it up for
I
Cornelius.
appreciate you guys. I hope this was helpful. I hope you learned something, received something, and that you leave out of here better than you came in.
Let's give it up for Cornelius. This is awesome. Cornelius, we hope you can do this again for us. We will be doing something like this in December where we'll be talking about writing. And, for those of you who aspire to be a writer, Cornelius is one. And for those who are out there as an audience who wish to be a writer, please join us on that one as well. We thank you from the Creativity Cocktail, the Rising Tides charity. Our goal is to help you out there really find your creative spirit. Every single one of us is going through something, and we know that being creative allows us to express that and to make sure that the world shares and sees our spirit. So I thank Malachi, thank Caesar, thank Corona, and Cornelius. You guys are amazing human beings. You are phenomenal. We love you. We love you. We love you all. Those of you out there who are listening to us, please make sure you subscribe so you can see more of this dope, fire, fantastic stuff that's going on from the Creativity Cocktail. We thank you all and we appreciate it. Take care.